Greetings to the misinformed and the unfortunate. Welcome back to another video. I'm so sorry it's been so long since I posted last. A lot of stuff happened since then, and I have a lot to talk about in my next video. Hopefully it's my next video. I'm currently writing an article about my life, and I would love to read it off to you guys if you guys are interested. It is about... Actually, no, I'm gonna save that for my next video. I'm hoping it'll be a surprise. But anyway, today we're going to be talking about men's mental health, my thoughts on can I say that on YouTube? ABORTION. My thoughts on that. I don't know if I can say that early on in the video anyway, but yeah. I don't know if that rule has been dropped. I have no idea. But yeah. Anyway, getting into the video. So, this wasn't necessarily recently, but it is something that happened like maybe a few months ago. Something like that. And it kind of like sparked something inside of me where I was like, okay, well, I have a strong opinion about this now, and I don't really think about that too often. But so me and my brother were like at this stairway, and my parents randomly came home from a nature, what is it called, like reservation, I think. Yes, and they were coming back from a hike, and they came home, and then they saw my brother, and they were like, wow, you must have gained a few pounds. You're starting to become bigger. Well, not necessarily what they said, but I don't really want to repeat it exactly because I find that very offensive. But I immediately got very offended. Even though it was directed towards my brother, they have said things like that to me all the time. And now they're doing this to my brother. I got so upset. Of course, don't be saying that to anyone, especially not your children. Don't be saying that. You're a jerk. I don't like you if you're doing that. So I immediately yelled at them and said, hey, you can't say that to people. That's awful. And then my father said, well, he's a guy. He can get over it. And those types of men are the same exact people who complain about men's mental health, but then when they say that, they disregard how men feel. Men's feelings matter. Because it's so stigmatized to the fact, like, men have to just not talk about anything, like, as if they can handle it, and if you say really offensive things, they can handle it. I don't think so. I think that's very hurtful towards men, and I'm sure people are only advocating for men's mental health because they want to disregard, like, in the month of June, men's mental health, and also Pride Month, they want to disregard queer people because they hate queer people, and they just want something to be about them, specifically. And men's mental health does matter. I never advocated against, like, men in general. I've advocated against terrible men, because a lot of men are not good. I'm not gonna lie. But if you're gonna continue to disregard men's mental health, they will continue to be worse people. You are a bad person for disregarding men's mental health, even though you are the one advocating for that. You're actually not. You're actively harming men's mental health by saying things like that. Oh, they can take it. Oh, they can take it. They should not just take it. They should talk about stuff. I'm tired of these men not being able to talk about stuff. This is why you are so depressed. You are causing the issue. Men themselves are causing the issue. I'm getting tired of having to explain the same things over and over and over again. And immediately when my father said that, I explained to him, no, I don't care if he's a guy. I don't care if he's a guy. You shouldn't be saying that to anyone. And then my father continued to say, well, it doesn't matter that much. I'm sure he took it in a joking way. It didn't seem like it. He did not say it in a joking way. I wouldn't take it as a joking way. I would be so offended, and I was, because they have said things like that to me. They have made fun of my body. They have made fun of how much I eat. They have made fun of everything. after I gained a healthy amount of weight, because I'm gonna say it, I had an eating disorder, and they did not care enough about what I looked like back then. They were like, oh, that's totally normal. You look so good, actually. But once I gained, like, a healthy 30 pounds, they were like, okay, you gotta stop eating so much. You gained a lot of weight. Like, yes, I'm gonna gain a lot of weight. I'm a growing guy. Like, I need to eat. I'm going through puberty, you know, I'm a teenager. Also, sorry if I sound a little bit stuffy right now because I have a cold. But, yeah. And I'm tired of the people just saying stuff about people's bodies. I'm so tired of that. That pissed me off so much. Hey, parents, if you're a parent, please don't do that. Please don't mention that. If you're actually seeing something that could actually be harmful, please take them to the doctor. Please explain to them how this isn't healthy, but don't like see your child just eating some, like, an over amount of something just for, like, a few times, and they don't look unhealthy. They seem happy, and they're fine. Don't take them to the doctor, maybe, unless they say something to you. I don't know, though. You should want your children to talk to you. Like, if you're gonna continue saying stuff like that, they're not gonna talk to you about anything. My parents continue to ignore my eating problems, and I was severely underweight. It was not good. But all of a sudden they care since I gained 30 pounds and I don't look conventionally attractive anymore, which I don't care about. But first of all, I disagree. Not because I think I am conventionally attractive, but I gained a healthy amount of weight. Is that not conventionally attractive to people? If not, that is a problem. And I don't think it necessarily is, but I view myself as conventionally attractive because if you're healthy, I view you as attractive. Like, not saying, like, unhealthy people can be unattractive, but, like, I don't think people are gonna necessarily want to be with someone who looks very clearly unhealthy because they want to help them and not be in a relationship with someone who needs help clearly, you know? And I'm not really caring about, like, being in a relationship right now. I low-key was never in a relationship. Can you guys believe that? Can you believe that? Probably. Damn, my nose is, like, running like crazy. That's disgusting. So sorry about that. And yeah, just other men actively contributing to the downfall of men's mental health, even though they're blaming other people for that issue, like women disregarding their feelings. I'm not saying that never happened. Of course it happened. I think it happens. Because men are constantly told to shove their feelings away, and they should not be doing that. I think that the patriarchy and sexism affects people in any spectrum of gender. It affects everyone. I think that is terrible. You know, it really does go both ways, because I normally only see the sexism towards women or feminine presenting people or like AFAB people in general. I normally see that way more than AMAB people or mass presenting people. Well, or like just pretty much AMAB people. Yeah. Because mass presenting people, even them, if they're, because they could still, I don't know, anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah. The patriarchy affects everyone, and I need everybody to notice that. And I am very confused why women and people of color, I'm not targeting you guys, but, like, I want to speak about this. I'm confused on why you actively participate in sexism, in, like, racism, in conservative rhetoric. it doesn't make any sense to me, because you're actively harming yourself and you're actively going against yourself. This system that you are currently in is built for men, and I hope you realize that, and I realize that. I was in that system, and it only benefits straight, white men. Straight, cis, white men. And I have seen that. It only benefits them. Because I have experienced things firsthand. Gay ass bit. Really though, that's pretty much what my parents say. They don't curse because they're very, very conservative. They can't be doing, like, very Christian, not conservative, very Christian. They can't curse. That's wrong. But what they normally would say is like, you disgusting, immoral being. like stuff like medieval shit like that, bro. Like, just call me a slur at this point. I feel like that'd be better. Just slap me in the face and call me a slur. I would rather have that than you calling me some medieval ass shit, bro. I think that's really funny. I laugh every time, bro. You heathen. You immoral. You sexually immoral heathen. Oh my god. That's really funny. Speaking on that topic, what is another word I can have for abortion? I might not even be spelling that right. I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head. I'm so sorry. I should probably know that because I am an honors in Lang Lit. But I can't fucking spell. I don't know what's wrong with me, but you know. What do we call it? I might even like slip up and just say it. Would I be canceled? Would I be canceled if I said that? I don't know. Do I just say abor? I think that's what I'm gonna go with. So, speaking on that topic, I remember in my childhood we would have we had a church ceremony, or like sermon, that's the word, about abor. And basically the preacher got a whole bunch of guys to get caution tape and spread it out all across the church, and however long that was, it was supposed to represent the amount of abors that have taken place, and it was supposed to represent the amount of unalived babies, I think. You know, I'm trying my best. I don't know if I can swear and also say stuff. Why is it low-key dark? Sorry about that. But yeah, it was supposed to represent the amount, and it like spread all across the church, and they were all like, wow, these women are so evil. They're so evil. Completely disregarding the fact that health problems surrounding birth is so common. It is so common. Completely disregarding the fact that so many women are assaulted and then get pregnant, and then they have to get rid of the baby, or else they will look at that baby in their eyes and just see the person that assaulted them, and they will hate that child, or the fact that they even had that child and then they put them in an adoption center. It will scar them for the rest of their lives, because they disregarded this child. They got rid of this child that's still out there somewhere, and it's theirs, but it's also a byproduct of their assaulter as well, and they can't handle that. I couldn't handle that. Nobody could handle that. You understand? And it's not just women who have an AWAR every Tuesday. That's not how it works. It doesn't work like that. It is such a long process for any of that to happen. It is such a long process. And the fact that you cannot just do some basic research is highly, highly concerning. And you are a preacher. I thought that was your whole thing. Like, research? But no, you can only find research in the Bible. No, you can't find out the reasons why women are having aborts. You can't research that now, can you? You have to make up these lies. You have to. These women are not evil. I remember my father saying to me that he thinks that women are truly evil and that they're doing this and that aborts are worse than the Holocaust. A moment of silence is needed for all of the survivors and all of the families that have been hurt because of the Holocaust. I am so sorry that you have been just disrespected because of that. I am so sorry. No. No. Oh my god, why is it bright? What the Sorry, the sun is like being weird today. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Anyway. Okay, what we were talking about. Am I losing my spot? Yes. And the fact that he even said that yes, I remember what I'm gonna say. He said that he heard women, like, a lot of women are, sorry, it's a little bit sunny still, are having, okay, well, now it's dark. That's my bad. The lighting is just gonna have to be bad. I'm so sorry. There, that's perfect. Where I was starting, that women are having aborts at, like, a very, like, when their child or fetus is, like, more mature. And I said, where did you hear that? That is not happening. And he said, yes. And I said, what is your evidence? Where is that factual data? Where is that? What do you have to back up your claim? And he said, well, I don't know, I just heard it somewhere, and I believe that, which, my dad hears everything somewhere, and then he believes it. Anything that a conservative says on, like, fucking the Daily Wire, he believes. And I'm not gonna say that I did it, because I used to be a young conservative, and I used to, like, try to find validation in other conservatives on the internet, and that didn't work. I just found self-hatred in myself, and all I wanted was just love and acceptance, when I realized that I didn't love and accept myself, so I turned away from that, and I found love and acceptance in other communities, and I hope that people are happy for me, even though you may disagree with me. I hope that you're happy that I find love and acceptance. Thank you. But not in this house. I don't find love and acceptance in this house. I find love and acceptance on the internet or from my siblings, but not in this house. My parents are very disrespectful towards me because I am queer. Thank you. Anyway, I believe that isn't happening. And if it is, that is illegal. I disagree with that. I disagree with that 100%. But my father said something about how, well, unborn children have souls, so they can feel that they're being aborted. Like, no, I didn't remember me being in the womb. How do I not remember that? How do I not remember that, Father? How do I not remember that? No, I don't believe so. I don't believe that's so. I think I would have rather been aborted, because this world sucks, and I don't want to live in this world, but I am, and I'm trying to make it a more comfortable and better place, okay? Okay. And I don't believe that you are conscious when you were in the womb. I wasn't even conscious until I was, like, this old right now. I still don't even feel that conscious right now. I'm trying to, like, gain all of this knowledge. Like, how do we even exist? What is this world? What is going on, But at least I'm understanding what is happening here. No, I don't believe you have consciousness. And I'm not saying, like actually, literally, it's just, when I say I don't have consciousness until now, it's just that I didn't understand anything. Like, no, you can't just kill, can I say that? I don't know. like a 1-year-old and say, well, that one wasn't conscious. No, that I don't believe that. That is not true. That's not what I'm talking about when I say conscious. But like actual consciousness, no, you were not conscious when you were in the womb. That is a proven fact. And until your brain is fully formed, that is in the womb, that is, I believe, when you hit consciousness, or is it when you're born? I don't fact check me on that. I apologize if I'm wrong. But no, your brain isn't fully formed. You don't have a soul. I don't believe that at all. I'm sorry. I don't believe that at all. I believe I have a soul. I believe in souls. I don't believe in God, though. I used to. I memorized the Bible, so if you have any questions to ask me, I could probably quote the Bible for you. Yeah. And when I say this, like, my parents' whole thing, they are far more conservative than even, like, the Daily Wire type stuff. They are far more conservative, because the Daily Wire swears. That is a big no-no to them, for them, and they have wives that wear pants and have earrings. That is a big no-no. That is a big no-no. And if you're wondering how I can look like this, I don't know. I'm not allowed to look like this. Found my way around it. Like, I argued with them so much. I think I already explained this in my other video. I argued with them so much that they just grew tired of me asking questions, and they did not know the fucking answer to them. So they were like, okay, well, we don't know what to do, because you're gonna continue, like, berating us because we don't know what the answer to your questions. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want now. Okay, I don't give a fuck. You know. And pretty much that whole fighting grew into me actually being able to go to high school, because they weren't allowing me to go to high school at all, which is definitely illegal, but nobody fucking cared. So I called people about it, but nobody fucking cared. You know? I don't know what that laugh was, but I think this is just me talking way too much. Sorry. Yeah, that church sermon was a little bit crazy, because I remember people, like, cheering, like, yes, this is evil, this is disgusting, fuck those guys. Like, they didn't say that, obviously, because they're way too conservative and Christian to be saying the F word, but that's practically what they said. Just a base level, that's practically what they said. They're like, these women are disgusting and evil. They are anti-feminist. They said that the first wave of feminism was the only wave of feminism we've ever needed. And not even, like, we needed that in the first place, because men are supposed to be doing everything. And also, there is no female preachers allowed at our church, because you cannot preach, female preachers cannot preach to other men, because because men don't listen to other women, because they're not supposed to listen to women, and women are supposed to listen to men. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. Do you understand how sexist this church is? Yes. Okay. Anyway, I'm saying things way too fast, because way too many things are going through my brain right now. Oh, fuck these guys. So basically, I was pretty astonished when I saw that. I didn't know how to feel about that, because I didn't really know about anything that I know now. I remember that whole church just erupting in cheer every time any type of conservative take was taken, or, like, said. A conservative take was said. They would just erupt in just applause or cheer or something like that. While the, like, fucking Christian hymnal music is in the background or something. Because we can only sing songs from the Christian hymnal. Yeah, we sang songs from the Christian hymnal, because they're that conservative and Christian. Which will be explained in my next video, or I have explained it in the video prior, what type of denomination they are a part of. Little hint, I hate Menno Simons. You wonder why? Look him up. Look up what denomination happened after Menno Simons. That guy sucks. I hate that guy. Killing each other over just, like, a small disagreement. It doesn't fucking matter, dude. It actually doesn't fucking matter. I don't think the Bible says anything about what take you just made, but, you know, whatever. And then the whole thing with, like, Menno Simons being against infant baptism. We're against infant baptism because that's what Anabaptist means, and we're Anabaptists, and we're a denomination of that anyway, and they're against infant baptism, but they're alright with, like, fucking 6-year-olds saying, I do to Jesus, and just being baptized. I think that might be the same thing, guys. I consider them very small, and I don't think they understand the severity of what type of commitment they're making. I don't think they understand. I didn't fucking understand. I didn't understand any of this because I was forced into this. I grew up in this. I don't know anything other than this. And of course, I'm going to agree with you because I don't know anything else, you fucking stupid. Okay. Sorry, I went a little bit haywire. You have been anointed to do great things in this Christian church. I pray to God that you will do great things, and it turns out I'm just making, like, commentary about how stupid you guys just how fucking stupid you guys are. Holy God. And I look like this, too. So I'm not gonna do great things in the church. Maybe not. I don't think so. I don't really think so. I think you guys are stupid. I think you're dumb. I'm sorry. Because you don't do any research. I do research. Sometimes I disagree with, like, other liberals. I disagree with them, and I know that I'm a child, and I should be really caring about politics right now, but I do. I grew up in this. It has been forced on me, so once I figured out who I was, I completely switched because I did not find acceptance in the other side of the political spectrum, and I'm very involved with politics, and I don't want to be because I'm a child. I shouldn't care about this stuff, but I really do. I research my stuff, and you do not. The fact that a child researches more than you do is crazy. Even when a more liberal person says a take, I will always look it up. I will always research it to make sure that is true. I will check many websites to make sure that what they said is factual. And you do not do that. You just blindly listen. You just blindly follow everything that the Daily Wire says, that Fox News says, that any other conservative person or friend says. You will not do your own research because Google is that liberal sissy shit. Bro, just look. You can look. Okay. Google says factual things. It is not on a political spectrum. It just says facts. It just states facts. It is an unbiased website. Like, it is an unbiased, it just says facts. Oh my, and you can look at multiple websites to gather all of this information, and you're not doing that. I remember my father advising me not to go to college because that's where all the liberals go. If that's where all the liberals go, good. Because that means that they're smart and they're actually going to college and they're actually learning things. Unlike you. Sorry. I know that there's going to be, like, 50... probably nobody's going to watch this. There's going to be so little people that's going to watch this, but at least one conservative is just going to comment in this videos and say that, like, you're stupid, you look dumb, and you're dumb. You know, like, just saying that and not giving me any of their opinion and any of, like, factual things. So just tell me what you think and the facts that back up your opinion. Just tell me. Also, I am positive that somebody's gonna make a claim against my identity and something like that because I am so young. If you just had an inkling of just basic human decency, just to put yourself into my shoes and look at the experiences that I could have, you might understand a little bit. You did not grow up like I did. I think, anyway, I'm not going to make that claim. You did not have my experience. You don't have that. How can you say who I am? How can you say stuff against me? You know, and I grew up like you. I know what you think. I know how you think. And I was the most hateful, just disgusting person when I was the way you were. And I acknowledge that. And if being a conservative makes you a better person, I don't know how it does, because I've met just so many terrible conservative people. I have not met one good one. I have not met one single good conservative person. They have all said terrible things to me. They have all been so disrespectful towards me. They have all been so disrespectful towards other people. I have not met one single good one. And if you think that you've never met one single good liberal, maybe it's because you just disagree with them. Sometimes I disagree with people, but I want basic human respect. I just want you to respect me, and I want to be a human being. I want to stop being harassed in public. I want this all to stop. I know you guys are conservatives. I can tell just by looking at you, and I'm sure you could just tell just by looking at someone that they're a liberal or something. I'm sure you could too. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it's the same thing for me. I can tell. I know. And of course they're, like, again, saying, like, you're so young, how the hell would you know who you are? If you just had just one of my experiences, you would understand. I was not forced into any of this. I was actively taught against it, and I still am. And I realized who I was, and I was like, wow, I'm fucked. I'm going to hell anyway. Fuck this shit. You know, like, it doesn't matter anymore. No matter what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to hell, and I'm gonna be unhappy with my life, and if I have to be unhappy with my life to go to heaven, I think that God is an evil person, or an evil being, not a person, whatever the fuck you guys believe. Sorry if I offended you. You know, I'm not saying this against, like, any Christian. If you guys are, like, a truly good person and you're a Christian, I'm not saying stuff against you, obviously, I'm not saying stuff against you if you're an actually good person and you're a Christian, or, like, any denomination, really, or, like, you know, any religion, and you're a good person. That's cool, you know? Do that, you know? Be a good person, how about, maybe? Have research. Back up what you have to say. And yes, this is just me rambling again, and again. Like, it will always be this, because it is just truly me screaming into the void, because nobody actually cares. Nobody actually cares, and I'm growing tired of it. This is why I'm writing an article. It is currently 16 pages long, about my life, my experiences, the amount of misogyny, the amount of just homophobia, the amount of transphobia, the amount of everything that has happened in my life. That has destroyed my life, destroyed my worldview, destroyed everything, my mental health and everything. I am writing an article about that, and I'm screaming into the void just about that, because nobody's gonna fucking listen, nobody's gonna fucking care. Not even the legal system will care. Not like they would care anyway, because I know that the Pennsylvania legal system sucks ass right now. I know. Nobody actually cares. I know, but I'm trying to make this world a better place. And I know that nobody's probably gonna see this. It's alright. It's okay. It's just maybe one person will be inspired. I don't know. This is really just me rambling over and over again. But, yeah. Should I continue what I'm saying? Why is it all of a sudden bright again? What the Okay, it's, like, blurry now. What the Okay. Oh, yeah, I have braces, by the way. And I painted my walls blue. I changed my whole room around, really. And I really like it. It makes me feel great. I hope you guys like that, too. Here, I'll turn that. See, this stuff. I really like that. My outfit is kind of alright today. I don't know if you guys like it. I can't really show the whole thing, but I'm wearing this cool ass belt. Hold on, let me see if I can. Okay. Look at this belt. Isn't that sick, dude? I don't even know if this is focusing, but this is my outfit anyway. But yeah. It's cool. Gay ass. Bro. Gay outfit, bro. Um, by the way, why does every conservative person have the worst fucking style? I know my style isn't good. I know it's low-key trash, but like, y'all are struggling, bro. Do you need help? I'll help you, literally. Actually, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't really want you guys to look good, low-key. Why the hell is it blurry now? What the? Okay. See if I can fix that. It still looks blurry. I'm bright now. The reason why it's so bright is because I'm very, very white. Do I have to be closer to the camera? I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm very white. I cannot tan at all. Sorry. I am like 100% Dutch. I think. If I'm anything else, that would surprise me. You know? I look like every Dutch person ever, I swear to God. But yeah. Circling back to the men's mental health thing. Mental health crisis. I think that conservative media has truly destroyed the male perception. This is why people hate men. Most men are conservatives. And I think that's why people hate them. And I think that's why you're so lonely. But you're of course going to say that your opinion is fact. Sure, you can have that claim. Sure. Of course. It's your life. Whatever. You know. However, why do you have that stance? Do you have a stance against, like, do you have a stance like that to go against women, to go against certain marginalized groups? Because you don't like them? What is the reason you don't like them? What's the point? What's the point in hating people so much? And I know you guys are going to say something about, well, what's the point in hating conservatives so much? I have seen the active harm. I have seen it. People have done terrible things to me. They have said terrible things to me. I know what you guys do. And of course you can have the claim, well, I've seen the terrible things that you disgusting transgenders are doing to our children. How are we affecting your children? Then again, I am a child that's trans. You know. And you can have that, sure. But then again, this is just my identity. I'm not on any type of HRT or anything. I'm not on anything because I can't without parental consent. And you also can't be on that unless you were out of the closet for 2 years and you have gone through immense amounts of therapy. So whatever you say, it's actually untrue. The most trans kids can do right now is cut their hair and wear different clothing. That's the most they can do right now. Or have like a different haircut. You know, that is the most that they can do. You guys bother me so much because you don't actually look up anything. You just hate people who are different, I think. I think that's your problem. I think you hate non-conformity. Why do people need to conform to what you believe? Because it makes you most comfortable, and of course it makes me most comfortable if people like kind of have the same beliefs that I do, but I am uncomfortable because of the amount of harassment that has happened. Have you ever been harassed by a queer person or like a liberal in general? No, I don't think that happened. I'm sorry. I don't think that did. And if it did, I apologize. That shouldn't have happened. I don't agree with that. But if you qualify harassment as just saying, yeah, you guys are like low-key not good, and like them saying that out in public or like saying any type of like support to the queer community, and you qualify that as harassment, I think that is your problem because that is not what harassment is. I don't think you've ever experienced any type of harassment in your life if you qualify that as harassment. I don't think you've ever been harassed ever. Okay? I have been. I have experienced that. I have had people put hands on me as if they had the right because I look like this. And say insanely creepy things about me and my body. You know how it goes. And people fetishizing me. I don't want that. I'm a child, first of all. Second of all, no matter who you are, you shouldn't be fetishized just because of your identity. I don't think that's cool. I don't think that's good at all, you know? Yeah. I want you conservatives to have just basic human empathy, and we could also talk about the wars that are happening in the Middle East right now as well. I know that's a very sensitive subject, and I'm grateful. I am beyond grateful that that is not happening in our world, because I view that as just unimaginable. That is terrible. I'm so sorry for anybody who has gone through that. That is awful. At least I get to sit here in peace without it being bombed. Imagine I just get bombed right now. I'm honestly waiting for the US to be bombed, low-key. I feel like it's gonna happen, and I feel like we deserve it. If I would die in a bomb, I feel like we deserve that. You know, I feel like we kind of, yeah. And it's your fault, by the way, Donald Trump. It's your fault if I die. It's low-key your fault every time. I don't care how I die, it's your fault. The wars that are happening. And they say that liberal people or queer people cannot support Palestine because Palestinians would kill them. First of all, I don't agree with that. Second of all, I still have basic human empathy, and I'm sure that most people who are dealing with that right now could not care less right now. They probably could not care less because they're going through so much. I'm sure they could not care. And if they do, I'm sorry that that's what they care about right now. I don't think that they should be caring about that, since that is what's happening. Okay? And if they do have that view, I still have basic human empathy, and I don't want little children to die, or like really anyone to die in general, because they were born into that. They grew up as that. I used to want all queer people to die. I used to want that. And I am one of them. And then I found that I rejected myself, and that's why I was so unhappy with my life. I don't believe that they should die. I think that they deserve to exist in this world, and I'm sorry that you don't think that, because of the Bible. I understand why you think that, but can you at least just have some human decency and respect towards people like me? Can you just at least have that? And I'm sure that's more Christ-like or whatever, but then again, Jesus was not a good person. I know a lot of people say that Jesus was chill, and I'm sure I've said that in like a past video, but then I've learned that he was not actually chill. He actually called every woman around him a whore, and women had to scream and beg for Jesus' healing and forgiveness. But the men did not have to do that, and the men got like this huge miraculous miracle with like people surrounding them, but Jesus did like these miracles with women in private, and nobody really cared about them, and then their only importance and value was based off of him or another man, and their backstory wasn't even given, and most of their names weren't even given either. But the men who were healed or had miracles performed on them had their whole entire backstory and name, because apparently they mattered more and not the women, is extremely evil. So I'm guessing Jesus was not that chill, low-key. Low-key, Jesus was not chill. Neither was God, because the Bible is misogynistic. And if you can see that, great. And if you think that the Bible orders you to be misogynistic, why do we even exist then? Why do we even exist? Why am I still here? Why is anybody still here? Should we not exist? Should any of us not exist? Like, should queer people not exist? Should women not exist? Should any of us not exist? Even you. This affects you, by the way, as well. Like what I said with the whole male mental health crisis. This affects you as well. Sexism affects you. And the fact that you cannot see that is wild. You are causing your own problem. And yes, it has been like 45 minutes of just me rambling, but I have so much to say. I am currently working on an article right now. I said this like 5 times already, but it is 60 pages long currently, and it is about my life, and I'm hoping that you guys will watch that next video. I don't know if anybody's gonna watch this video, and that's fine if you don't, because this is just really me rambling and just saying just a whole bunch of vapid bullshit, you know? I just love yelling and screaming about stuff because I have so much to say. I have so much to talk about. Not many people really want to listen to me because I think I'm just very annoying. I don't know. If you guys find me annoying, I'm so sorry. I don't know why you're subscribed to me if you are. Like, am I annoying? I don't know. I just, like, sorry that I might have, like, low energy in other videos. I don't know. I was really tired and I was like, no, I need to do something with my day or else I'm a failure. You know, does anybody else feel that way? I don't know. And I'm like, okay, well, I need to make a video now. And I'm sorry that I haven't posted in so long. I'm so sorry. Really. I felt like a failure for not posting in a while. And that was basically because a lot of stuff happened. And I'm going to talk about that in my article. So basically, it's about, like, violence against queer people and, like, what I experienced in this community in one of the Menno Simons denominations of the Anabaptist Church. I bet you can guess. I said it in my past video. I said what it is. A lot of stuff happened, and I'm sorry if I don't, like, that's what happened. Like, if I don't post in a while and you're wondering what happened, that's what probably happened. Something else probably happened with, like, religion or something, or, like, discrimination, and I had to take, like, a while off to get over it, because, yes, it does take a while, because it hurts so much, and then I just get into this depressive slump, and I was into this depressive slump for so long, and I'm starting to feel better. I'm starting to feel better. I'm starting to gain some self-esteem and self-respect, thankfully to my therapist who is helping me, my school-based therapist. Thank you. I'm hoping that you guys can feel that way as well if you're ever in the same place that I am. And I want to reach people who are stuck in the same situation that I am. I want to reach you. I just want to say hi. Hello. I'm so grateful that you are here, that you are still existing. Because I'm going to say there was once a time when I didn't want to. And I'm glad that you still persisted. And I'm also here. I'm also a part of that stupid church that you came from. That stupid denomination or whatever, like, closer in relation denomination that you were a part of. I'm here. I understand. I get you. I just want to reach people like that. I want to connect to other people, because I keep on, like, thinking, like, nobody else understands this experience, but it turns out there's so many, but there's very few who get out of it and who understand things like I do, and I want to reach you. And yeah, again, if I don't post in a while, it's because I'm struggling with stuff. That's pretty much the only reason why. But I hope that this video provoked more thoughts and discussions. I hope this inspired you. I really hope it did. Goodbye to everyone. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and be safe, okay?